Hi, this is Singy from the Sanctum of the Soul, and welcome back to another unboxing and review video. Today, this literally came in the mail like an hour ago, I think. So, the box isn't marked with what deck it is, and I don't really recognize the symbol, but the sender's Natasha Ilinchich. So I believe this is one of the witch decks that I backed on Kickstarter. I didn't want to remove the packaging before because it's so beautiful. This is such a lovely packaging. Like, it's simple, it's stylish. Also, it's paper, so that's always a plus. So we're not using too much plastic on that. It did come in like a book depository style box, which was very sturdy, so I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any damage on it. Now, without further ado, let us look at the deck itself. Unfortunately, there's no way of removing the packaging without something tearing, and so yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it without cutting the deck. Yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, I'm not great at that, so I'm just going to remove it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there we go. Oh, just another tape in there. Very neat wrapping. Like, I tried my hand at wrapping over Christmas and it wasn't great. Granted, I was watching Netflix while doing that, but you know. Oh yes, a compendium of witches, I think. Yep. Right, oh my god. Look at how beautiful the deck is. It arrived basically without any damage, which is just amazing considering it came from Edinburgh, was it? Yeah, it came from Edinburgh, so that's a long way to travel without any damage. The box itself has this rose petally feel to it, or is it like sweet? I don't know. And you can see the gold stamping. So this is by Natasha Ilinchich. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I know some people pronounce it Ilinchik. But yeah, I'm not by any means a speaker of any of the Cyrillic languages, so right, so that's the symbol. It's very interesting symbol, and that's the website, which I will include in the description below. So this deck, I think this is the deluxe edition. I think I backed the one with the deluxe box, so if I'm not wrong, there's going to be a book in it. Yeah, so this is the deluxe one. I think I paid like £8 more for it or something. But of course that was the early bird Kickstarter edition, so I'm not sure what the retail price is now, but I will definitely link it in the description below, so if you want to get one of them, you can. Right, lots of little things in there. This is a beautiful... So the artwork is absolutely amazing, which is what drew me to immediately want to back it. Right, so the hashtag and tag, which I will do. And oh, look at that card. It's so beautiful. Oh my god. So I don't know if you know this about me, but all these are going to be in the box for all eternity. I generally don't remove them from the box, so they'll just be at the bottom of the boxes. Oh, so 2 prints were included, and these are printed on really nice paper. Ah, so beautiful. Okay, so this is a 2-piece box, which I like, and that's the guidebook. Oh, it's full color. So we've got a full color guidebook. The book itself, let's see if there's any... Right, so it doesn't really do a lot of the rambling. It just goes straight into the straight into the cards, which I love. And we've got the okay, so the witches featured here, I think, are all historical witches, which is just so amazing. Oh, that is I didn't know that about the deck when I backed it, so that is amazing. So we've got a writer, we've got the history. Oh my god, I am so going to be reading this. Oh my god. Okay, I'm definitely going to read all those. And we've got the inanimate objects will be at the back. Well, not non-animate objects, but like symbols. Right, so that's a really good guidebook. Very good quality as well, and waxed pages. So very sturdy guidebook. I always appreciate production value and effort, and that is effort, my friends. Right, so interestingly, the maker has opted for a sponge filler, I guess, rather than cardboard, which I'm perfectly okay with. Yeah, that's interesting. You don't really see that a lot, and you've got the hole for your finger, but I usually just pour it out. And the cards themselves, I love that there isn't really any plastic packaging on here at all. The box was cardboard, the green wrapper was cardboard, everything here is basically paper. I'm not sure about the sponge, but everything is paper, and there's just no additional plastic waste, which I absolutely love. So that's the backs of the cards. Already the cards do feel luxe. They do have that. It's not a usual cardstock for cards. You can see that it's really matte. It's somewhat like a Hallmark card. So that's the kind of feel. It's like Hallmark, but if Hallmark cards had an additional layer of protection on it, that would be what the deck feels like. The card size is fairly moderate. It's not the largest of decks, it's not the smallest of decks. And for my relatively small hands, it's fine. Well, small by... Yeah, never mind, I'm not going to... Yeah, but Asian hands is what I mean. Okay, so the deck is split into two parts. We've got the objects and animals and all of that. We've also got the decks with all the witches on them. So I would assume that these would be like the archetypal cards. Let's look at the guidebook and see what it says about this using the deck. Right. The confidential advice. So the simplest method is just to shuffle the voice cards. And the Coven's Council. So right. Ah, I see. Okay. Right, so what the cards are called is this is the voice cards. So archetypal cards, the main voice, the main idea behind the reading, and these are the whisper cards, which are additional clarifying cards. Love it. Okay, so we're not supposed to mix the decks. Of course, that's I'm just going to go with what the creator intended for now. I might experiment in the future, but for now, before I get to know the cards better, let's just do that. Let's see. So apologies in advance that I don't actually recognize any of the witches. So I'm just going to show you all the cards now. Priestess, Oracle, Wind Rider. So immediately what I love about the cards is how varied the influences are. We've already got like a slightly more shamanic kind of witchcraft. We've got, you know, more primal. We've got what looks more like Celtic and Greek, I think. Yeah, I'm shit at that. So yeah. So we've got a lot of different cultures, which I absolutely love in a deck. We've also got so some of the decks that have been coming out have this traditionally feminine energy. In this case, I don't feel like the energy is overpoweringly feminine. It's balanced. It's not imbalanced, is what I mean. Certain decks are just so feminine, and I don't feel like they have as much nuance. This is not an indictment of those decks. I do collect and use those decks as well. It's just that, you know, the energy wise, I do prefer decks with a lot more balance. So light and dark, masculine, feminine, things like that. Veil Walker, Guardian. I love how dignified they all look. They look powerful. They look serene and calm, but powerful. Oh, look at that. Mystic. The Artist, and that's the Pendulum. Seer, that looks like McGonagall. The Alchemist. The Memory. The Shaman. The Reconciler. Yeah, that sounds right. The Storyteller. The Healer. The Laborer. The Explorer. So some of you might have noticed by now that some of these cards are not necessarily just for witches. They are archetypal of society in general, which is great because it's accessible not only to people who are not into witchcraft or any kind of magic. They're also accessible to everyone else. Soothsayer. That reminds me of Bilquis from American Gods. The Weaver. The Preserver. So all of them seem to have familiars, which the Unbound, Companion, the Comforter. That is one of the most modern looking ones so far. The Dusk Child and the Crossroads. So is that Hecate? Right, let's put that aside. So these cards are just amazing. What I love about them is how they pop out of the cards. Despite having a very interesting cardstock, I actually really like the cardstock. I'm not sure how well it's going to hold up in a humid environment without a layer of gloss or, you know, something like that, but the texture just feels really pleasant. It's just, I am a tactile person, so it does feel pleasant to me. I usually don't like cards with borders, but somehow because of the color, the dark green, it blends really well into the images. And of course I do get that you kind of do need the borders to differentiate the voices and the whisper cards, so that's fine. And I love all the different colors. We don't just have earth tones. We've got, you know, deep blues, we've got greens, we've got whites. It's just lovely. Like, look at the colors on this card. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now let's move on to the Whispers cards. These cards are relatively simpler, but this card was on the Kickstarter if I'm not wrong, and the details on it, it's just amazing. And here we've got the exact same, well, I don't know what you call that, like text box, but because it's on white, the effects is completely different. Sprout, pruning, light, standing stone, Thor, this stuff. Ooh, is that the same as like this arm? Sickle. Lots of harvest imagery so far. Staff. Rest. Temperance. Cornucopia. Mountain. Bee. Storm. I love art like that. It's like an unofficial kind of border, like an informal border, which I love. Offering, ruins, hair, goat, shell, pomegranate, roots, wreath, brer, autumn, codron, oath, mirror, teeth, and moon. So quite a few of these cards here. And now let's see how they shuffle. Very nicely. The slight ridges of sorts on the cards, the texture also feels a bit like those high-end casino playing cards. Not quite, but similar. So let's do a reading with these. It's this is going to be fun. I foresee myself using this deck quite a lot. There we go. So right, so I'm going to do a bit of revamping of my business, basically my work, and let's see what kind of message comes through. So, witches of the past, which one of you has a message for me? There we go. Wind Rider. And for the Whispers cards, let's see how many of them. So what you can do with this deck, according to the book, is also do a card, a council. So it's like a full coven, kind of, or just a council of 3 perhaps, of messages, which is perfect as well. But for this video, I'm just going to go with whichever card calls to me energetically. So yeah, there we go. I do feel like there might be another one in there though. There we go. No. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, they're both the ones. No wonder. Okay. So, we've got the Wind Rider, we've got Oath, Shell, and Temperance. So Temperance, right off the bat, this is very similar to another reading that I did last week or a few days ago, and it's also about moderation, so I kind of already know what that's going to say, I think. So let's deal with the Wind Rider first. Okay, so it's going to be a bit tougher to search for the cards because they are not numbered, and in the guidebook they are not organized in any discernible way. So, and there's no content page on the guidebook, so you just have to flip through. Then again, it really isn't that many. There aren't really that many of the cards, so it's not that hard to do. Okay. Huh, where's the Wind Rider? Oh, there we go. No, that's the Explorer. Okay. Oh. Autonomy, authenticity, integrity, and untamedness. She rides fast and resolute as the eastern wind blows fierce on her reddened cheeks. The wild, the most authentic aspect of ourselves. Okay. So, hold steadfast. Don't compromise my inner values, my who I am for the business. Casa was born in the 4th century BC, Attica. Right. Huh, what a powerful woman. Okay, now let's get to Oath, Shell, and Temperance. So, Oath. There we go. Decision, bravery, and affirmation. So, yeah, kind of. Commit to it, I guess. Shell, protection, insecurity, and imprisonment. Okay. And Temperance. Thought I saw Temperance later than that. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Medicine, poison, and measure. Right, so again, about moderation, about being careful, about not, what's good for you right now can easily be poisoned in the future. So everything in moderation, of course, security, and it does seem favorable at this point, what I'm deciding to do, so that's great. Right, so that's it for this review. Last words, I absolutely adore this deck. I honestly didn't think I would love it as much as I do, but I do. And yeah, it's always a great surprise because some of these Kickstarter campaigns, we are just, it's just mostly impulse backings, and yeah, I'm really glad I stuck through with this particular. I think I might separate the decks with one of the print cards. Oh yeah, I'll separate the deck with this, and so there we go. It's so snug, I love it. Now, oh yes, and I forgot to mention the rounded edges. So what happens when you don't round the edges is a lot of times the cards get rounded over time anyway, so it's perfect. Yeah, so I love the deck. I love how unique it is, and it is very applicable to people who are in the craft. It is applicable to people who want to know about, history of all the all the craft sisters that came before you, the ancestors, and that's absolutely brilliant. So strongly recommend. I haven't strongly recommended a deck in a while, I think, but I strongly recommend this deck for anyone who's interested in magic, who's interested in history and spirituality, or just want a slightly different, well, very different in fact, way of divination, of working with a completely new system that I think is perfect. So yeah, I'll put all the links in the description below. Do hit the subscribe button if you like content like that, and follow me on Instagram, which I will link in the description below as well. And yeah, so thank you so much, Natasha, for this absolutely beautiful creation, and I'm looking forward to all your future works. And yeah, this is Singing from the Sanctum of the Soul, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come. See you. Have a beautiful day ahead.